about to run through setup and thought I would show you how I have stuff in the box. Everything, even the expansions, fit in here fine. So character cards and their cardboard power. And this is the only character I have not played yet, so I will choose him. Location cards. Then I have the portal tokens there. Rest of the player cards. Let's just get those out for now and set them to the side. The dice. Here are the player standees. I will say, be careful inserting these. If you can see, they tend to have just a little bit because of the way the stands are made and this cardboard. Some of them will have a little bit of a tilt, and I tried to straighten, I think, Professor Evil to get him to stand up a little straighter, and it wanted to start to bend the cardboard. So just be careful with those. Then we have the wall or the door tokens here, and then I put the expansion artifacts here. They won't fit in here with the originals, but if you want to mix them in, that is easy enough to do. Because you will not use all of these in a game anyway. But this gives you some variability. And then when you lose or save a treasure, there are places here on the board just to represent that. But I will have to slide that off camera so that hopefully I can get the rest of the board. You can't see the word entrance hall, but I think we will be good like that. Well, no, there we go. Just won't get to see the lost and saved treasures. That is not a huge deal. And then we have the different traps. I'm not going to play with the expansion portal this game. Okay. To start off, we will draw 6 location cards, and if you have the board facing with 12 north or high or whatever, I don't. It is weird that some of the things, I'm getting into some discussions about it, but some of these are sideways, but oh well. The cards do show you exactly where that is here. Take one, leave it on the off position. I'm going to shuffle these just a little bit and try not to look. And trophy room. That in the off position. The cellar. Off. Ballroom. Off. Parlor. Off. And the greenhouse. That is 6 cards. That is 6 traps in the off position. Now, you could just throw these down, but I'm going to just kind of show you. Keep these in this order so it's still random. That way I am not giving myself any advantages. And the rest of these will be in the on position. That is the entrance hall, gallery, the library, and then that leaves the vault. Now we will mix these up. Leave those there for now. $12. And then these will be for the artifacts. The first 3 starting artifacts. I'm going to put all these on the board and be right back. The game starts with all the doors locked. I have Professor Evil in his laboratory, and I will lay him down so maybe we can see a little better. the doors do kind of, the locked doors do kind of blend in with the walls. 1 through 6 turn here. You can take 3 basic actions and then choose one not there. I'll just roll again. Have 2 more characters turn. And when that happens, I will explain it. There we go. Put these in the box for now. And I have my team. Let's go ahead and do the treasures while we're here. Going to draw the top card. We have greenhouse. I'll draw the top artifact and just flip it over. And it has a 55 on it. So take 2 tokens of whatever color you want. 55. That is a full hour. So 55 minutes from now, he will secure this into his time vault. And then the vault. Ooh, there's a... Okay, this is an expansion artifact. This is the professor's timepiece. You see, it only needs a couple of items. It's only a 25. If we secure it, we get to move 1 treasure marker clockwise 30 minutes. And if he grabs it, the clock advances twice. This only counts as 1/2 of an artifact, since it's one of his items. It's not an ancient artifact. But there we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And the laboratory. And here's another one of Professor's items, the journal. Do not roll the dice for the professor this turn if we acquire that. Nice. And it only needs the keypad to unlock it. We need to disable the keypad or hack the keypad to get into the little safe he has that in. And that is in his laboratory. Each player will start outside the little castle or house of Professor Evil, and there are 3 entrances denoted by these large lit glass doorways. We can't come in through the entrance hall because he locked the door, and we're kind of breaking in to try and steal back the artifacts that he stole. So you would start by drawing 2 of your cards. And I won't show these every time, but let's take a quick look at these. But those are the 2 starting cards for that player, and each player will start with 2 cards drawn. Since we are all outside, basically your first action is just going to be to move into the house somewhere. Let's have him, this is Lloyd Wright, we will have him move in to the library through this, he climbed in through this window, so that is 1 action. While he's here, why not turn off this trap and then unlock this door. He picked that door. I'll just set that there for now. That is his 3 actions, and now he can choose a card. Now this card says if you're in the workshop or vault, which he's not, you would get to move 2 players to other rooms, but the other players are not in any rooms. They're outside. Wouldn't really work anyway, so I didn't try to make that work. So when you are in the entrance hall or the parlor, you may flip some on and off. I didn't really want to do this either. I like the way things are right now. Clearly here on 10, at least to not. You don't have to, but you may. Time die, discard those and draw the last. But then under the section at the end of losing a treasure, as soon as that happens, you replace it with another 3 dice. You have the Doctor movement, the color, and the time. This says he's going to take a secret passage that we do not know about to the red artifact to check on it. So he will just jump over to the room with the red artifact, and then the time will advance by 1. So that actually helped us out. Now it is Destiny Bradshaw's turn. For her first action, she will come in through the ballroom. Then we're going to have her unlock this door for 2 and have her move into the laboratory for 3. I think that will work. Now let's see. The professor cannot walk around. He can use the secret passage, or you get to choose the professor die. Well, let's just say that he can't walk this turn and hope that we don't roll the secret passage. Okay, he didn't work anyway. So the green treasure is going to move up 10 times, which is unfortunate for us. She was ready to get it. We just needed to turn this off. But 5, 10, we ran out of time. He has acquired the first treasure. But since this is one of his treasures anyway, one of his artifacts, only counts as half of an artifact. But immediately we advance this one time because we lost out on this. So if you notice the one little clock, that means since he grabbed this, he will immediately move it forward 1. The most unfortunate is that we were able to get this if we had one more action. We just didn't have the actions, and that is upsetting. So that counts as half of a treasure that we have lost to the professor. We immediately draw another location card and another artifact trophy room. This is a 55-minute, and that was his turn. We advanced the clock because of the artifact, but we have not advanced the clock because of this. So that would mean the current setup of time is correct. That is, again, unfortunate for us. Let's go to Irene Elder. I like how these names are close hints to other characters. So let's have her. We want to try and get to the blue. The switch is still off. We need this red off. She is going to let him try to get over there and take care of that. So let's have her go in over here. 1, 2, and remove this door. And let's see what her cards are. She could have people unlock doors, but I think we're going to do this one. We're just going to move 2 treasure markers clockwise 5 minutes just to buy us a little time. She will discard those cards and draw 2 new ones. And once you know the flow of the game, it can go really quickly. So this will advance 5 and the clock will advance 1. And it is already back to Lloyd Wright's turn. And I forgot to draw her 2 new cards. So definitely want to go 1, 2, unlock. 3, unfortunately he is stuck there. We cannot get to the vault and flip that over on the same turn, so I'm going to have him for 1 action unlock, and then 2, and then 3, and unlock that door. Then play this card. When you are in the trophy room or cellar, you may play this card to unlock 3 doors anywhere in the castle. So let's go ahead and unlock 1. Let's help her out. Let's unlock 2, 3, just to get a little bit of movement going. And again, he is not moving. This will move 5 and that will move 5. He will draw his last 2 cards. Let's have Destiny go 1 and 2. And let's check. Red is off. Red is on. My fault. He moved into a room with a trap. That should automatically have turned back on. He's when he goes in there, he says, "Hey, wait, who turned this? How'd this get turned off?" We can't grab that treasure, and so I wasted my turns trying to get there to do that. That is awful. So we need to get let's see. But we still needed it turned off for that. And we need the... This is just a shame. We are getting destroyed with him not moving and being where we need to be. So I guess for her last action, let's just have her unlock a door. Wait, yeah. And then we're going to try this. Roll the color die. She's a bit of a gambler. Green. So green, we get to flip one switch off anywhere in the castle. Are you kidding me? We should have not taken that door. See, folks, gotta pay attention. Let's see. Turn this off. He only turns them on when he walks into a room and notices they're off. If we had played that sooner, she could pick up that treasure now. Now we're probably going to lose it, but I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go back and change. That's my mistake. And yeah, we lost that treasure. So red will advance. The time will advance. We lose the blue treasure. And that says to immediately advance the clock 2 more. Ouch. But now, those 2 will count as 1 lost treasure. So that's not too terrible. But immediately, draw the cellar. Put that there. That is a 40. So we go 35, 40. That only needs the blue and the gray. That's not too bad. He didn't move, which is unfortunate because we can't get into the room and steal that treasure back. This is off. This is where it gets a little confusing. Here is a gray. We need to get this gray off, and that's the only one. So 1, 2, 3 actions. Let's say the professor cannot move treasure markers this turn. Let's see if we can get lucky. And we did not. There's 2 little chevron arrows on here and a green. So we simply look for the green doormat, and he will move 1, and then he will move 2. Since he went into this room and this trap was off, he will turn it on. He went through this unlocked door and said, "What is going on?" Lock that door. This trap is off. Got to turn it on, and he just ruined our plans again. Clock advances 1 time. Let me see. 2 greens. We can't even get to that. So it looks like we're going to lose another treasure, unfortunately. So what is he going to do to get the green treasure? We've got to get these locks taken care of. 1, 2, 3. No actions remaining, but he's going to play this card. In the event that the professor moves into a room with another player, instead of them fleeing the castle, they get to choose another room in which to run to, gently shuffle up his cards, and draw 2 new ones. And I've already forgotten. I've already messed up, folks, so I'm going to take a break and fix my mistake. If you notice this symbol, when the timer gets there, you get to flip over one of your people's special powers. And I will use hers, and then for this one, let's just use hers. And I've been crippling myself even more. I've been so frustrated. The pangs of trying to record while you play. Anyway, he moved. He did his actions. Let's do the dice. He will move 3 times through red doors, and it's a good thing he played that card. So, 1, he goes into her room, runs her off, but she will get to pick a room of her choice. And he will turn that on. So that was 1. Let's have her just run to this room. The card also says that they immediately get to turn off any trap that was in that room. Okay. Now, he will lock that door that he went through. Red, so another locked door and another trap activated, and the same here. It's like the game knows and it is killing us. Then we lose this treasure, the Mona Lisa. He has stolen the Mona Lisa, put it into his vault. That is a lost treasure of time. So we replace in the parlor. This is his spyglass, so this is only half of an artifact. Well, 1, 2, 3. And then, both these cards are gamble cards. She's going to try this one right here. Roll the color die. Gets a red. Red. Roll and resolve the dice for the professor twice at the end of this turn. Well, that is just awesome. Whenever you roll the dice for the professor, you may always re-roll one die once. Well, let's see what happens here. 3 on green. That's going to catch her. It'll catch both of them, so let's re-roll. Let's re-roll the 3 movement. Don't like that. There we go. He will teleport to the green treasure room, and the time will go 1. That's 1. One movement on blue is not that bad. That'll be 1. Oop, supposed to have turned that on. This is a 2. I'm going to re-roll this and try to get just a 1. I did. We still lose the green treasure. This game is going to be over very quickly. Ballroom. Since this is only half of an artifact, this is a full artifact, I think she's going to use her card to move this 10 minutes ahead. We are just really, really hurting. We need blue, which is way over there, and then gray. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So 1 action, 2 actions, 3 actions. And she will, before you take actions, you may always unlock 1 door anywhere in the castle. I forgot to do that. So let's just go ahead and she's going to help unlock that door for her. I'm already hurting bad enough, so there we go. 1 blue. Professor is here. Everything is fine, and then 1 time. That was one of the best Professor Evil turns yet in the game. Let's see, trophy room or cellar, or flee. No, don't want to do that. This is ready. What would be the next one? Green. So either way, so 1, 2, 3. I am in the cellar, so I may use this card to unlock 3 doors anywhere in the castle. Hopefully that will help. Let's get 2 and I don't know, 3. That will just help us move around a little faster, hopefully. 1's on red. Nothing changes. 1 on time. Had a bit of a thing. Really hurting. We need to get into the ballroom and switch that off, but he is in the way. So for 1 action, 1, 2 actions, 3 actions, she will go back, and then she will play this card. It says before you roll the die for the professor, you can choose the color die. Well, I want him to go over here. So let's leave that on red. I want him to get out of there. Hopefully move. And he does. He moves, yeah. exactly what I was hoping to get. Let's have him move here. We'll turn that on, unfortunately. And the time will move 1. So we lose this. This is the professor's half treasure. And 1, 2. So we lose the other professor's treasure. Let's see. That is a treasure. That is a treasure. And unfortunately, yeah, we lost the game. Because this would count as a treasure. We lost 4 treasures. We did not catch any. I'm going to set up and rerun it if you'd like to watch that. Otherwise, you can skip ahead to my final thoughts. I've gathered up all the traps and have them stacked up. I'll shuffle them. I'm fishing those into the middle. I'll shuffle these up some more off camera. She has a lot of cards that are all about gambling, rolling the dice to see what happens, and I've only had something good happen once, maybe twice. I've played this character 2 or 3 times. I'm just not going to play her this game. We'll set her aside. We have 6 characters. Let's see who I'm playing this time. Again, I'll re-roll if I roll a number that isn't there. 1 through 6. 6. So we'll play Lloyd Wright again. That's good. I've only played him once. Nathan. And nope. There we go. Okay, I'm going to try and not mess up as much this time. We do have another one of the professor's artifacts and then 2 full artifacts. And we're just going to start with Lloyd and have him come in through here for 1, 2, and 3. He's not in the greenhouse or the study, so if he should happen to move, I'm just going to play this card. If he should happen to somehow move all the way down here, I won't have to flee the house, but I don't see that happening. 1 toward blue, that's unfortunate, and 1 on time. He will draw 2 new cards. Let's go to Nathan Godspeed and have him come in over here. 1, 2, and 3. That's unfortunate. He's going to play this card, and he's going to move to the same room as a treasure and just move up here to the green and hope that someone can help him out a little bit. And then we get to Leroy Johnson. He's going to rush right in, and I love his special ability. He doesn't get kicked out by Professor Evil. He can be in the same room with him. He just runs right into him. I don't... Oh, well, Jeekies. I wonder what that could be a reference to. So, we're going to have him come in. So, 1... Nope. Wait a minute. I did this for a reason. 1, 2, and 3, and turn off that. There we go. Both of the cameras are off. And I forgot to roll the dice for Nathan. I'm already messing up. So 10 on the green. So it doesn't matter. We lost that anyway. And then it advances one more. And all of the treasures are at the north end. It seems like. Well, I'm already off to an awesome start. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Let's have him play this. The professor cannot flip switches on this turn. So if he moves into a room like this, he was supposed to have turned that on last turn. Straight to the blue treasure. That is, I'm losing it right here. This is off, but he can't turn it on this turn because of Leroy's card. So we go back to Lloyd Wright. If we look at the red treasure, we need the saws and the electrical lasers off, or the laser beams off. So we have those off. Here's a saw. There's a saw. All the saws are off. He is going to try and get up there and get to that treasure. But first we get to flip over one of these. And I'm going to flip over Leroy's, because you may always move into the room with the professor and you are never kicked out. It's just so powerful. He can't. I tell you what, he's not going to go in there this turn. He's going to go 1, 2, and then for 3, he's going to unlock this door. It says you are in the trophy room or cellar. You may play this card to unlock 3 doors anywhere in the castle. Well, he is in the trophy room. So let's unlock some doors. Let's unlock, oh, I don't know, some here in the middle of the board, like so. Let's roll the die. Once onto blue. So he will immediately lock this door. Turn on this trap, and he will kick out a player, but Leroy has a special ability, so he doesn't get kicked out. I guess he's good at hiding, or he's not intimidated at all. But we do lose 2 times. And he will draw his last 2 cards. Nathan Godspeed's turn. So, really want to get this. So I think 1. Then he's going to play this card. Choose 2 players. You may choose yourself. And you may move to an adjacent room even through a locked door. So he still has 2 actions left. So for 1 action, he will go ahead and retrieve this treasure. Let's see. Red is off. Red is off. And then there should be 3 gray. 1. No, that one's not off. I missed somewhere. So let's have him move 1 space. Wow. So let's not have him. Let's have these 2 people move like that with the card. And then there's an action. And then for another action, I don't know, let's move down here. There we go. Oh, awful. Red. One, 2, and 3. And that will go 1. He is in the same room with him, so he kicks him out of the castle. Everything is just falling apart. Leroy's turn. Well, he's definitely going to turn this off for one. Now that laser's back on. What about the blue treasure? We still need lasers for it as well. So I will play this card, and it says flip a switch off in a room with the treasure. So let's flip that off. Let's just unlock 2 doors. And he will teleport to red, does nothing. Lloyd has to come back into the house through a window. I guess. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. Let me check out the cards real quick. He can't play either card. He needs to be in a specific location. He could not get into any of the locations because of the locked doors and him being outside. So, unfortunate. Blue advances 10. 1, 2. Remember, that happens first. This happens last. So he has secured the Maya Ruby. Next artifact is his timepiece, and that will go in the entrance hall. It's not a big deal. Now this will move 1. We get a new special power. Let's get Nathan's special power. We lose the red artifact. That goes in the parlor. Now Nathan's special ability would let him, before he takes an action, move to any room that is adjacent to the professor. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip that and go straight to my card. You can play it before, in the middle, or after your actions. So I'm going to flip a switch on anywhere in the castle in order to move to any room. So I'll switch this one on, and then I'll just move him to that same room. So he still has 3 actions left. Well, for 1 action, let's check and see. We have 1, 2, and 3 saws off, and then the keypad is off. This security system is down. We will retrieve the Archeon Blaster. So that is our first artifact gained. We draw another one. That goes into the trophy room. And that will go to the 50 mark. Then we look here at this treasure, blue and gray. So now all of those will activate. I guess you can think of it kind of like in the movie where you pick something up off the pedestal will raise up and it triggers something. So it reactivated all the alarms or all those traps. So that was just one of his actions. He still has 2 more actions left. And if we look, we need the data pad and the lasers. The lasers are already off. Now we just got to get back over here. He's not going to be able to get over there in time. And he is already close. So let's start setting up for green needs, green or red, need locks and cameras. Well, here's a lock, so let's just go ahead and go that's my second action. And then for my third action, let's remove that door. And then roll the dice. 2 through the green doors. So we will go. That is 1. That is 2, and now this laser is on. Unfortunate. And the time will advance 1. Not going to do that. Not going to do this. So, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Three through red. You gotta be kidding me. 1, 2, catches him, kicks him out, locks the door. That's already on. And 3, catches him, kicks him out, locks the door, and reactivates that and advances the time. We're just horrible, horrible luck. 1, 2, and turn off the camera. When you are in the greenhouse or study, you may play this card to move one treasure marker clockwise 15 minutes. Well, even though it's just... Tell you what, let's just do that. That's just his timepiece. It's only half of an artifact. Although, I'm actually going to... because I forgot when he grabs it, the time would immediately advance 2 more times. And that could be very dangerous. 2 through red. So 1 and 2, and he is just running around the castle, turning everything on. Time advances twice. I just don't see this being any different from the last game. Now, I do not know. If anyone knows, they can let me know in the comments. It says, before you take actions, you may always move to a room adjacent to the professor. I don't know if you can do that if you are outside of the house. Because if I could, I would just go here. But I don't know. I don't know that you can do that. So I'm going to say that you can't. Because he's not in the house, so you don't get to move to a room adjacent. So I'll just come in through the ballroom. That's 1. That's 2. And we need to get this camera off. And that is it. And the laser. I will play this card to, or instead of unlocking the door, I will move to a room with the treasure and then turn off the keypad. I think that will be better. I'll lay this back down so we can see. Teleport to the green, and of course, kicks me out of the castle. Turns this back on. Time advances 1, and it is on to Leroy. Professor cannot flip switches on this turn. We're definitely going to play that. 1, 2. Three. I guess he'll do that. Red advances 10. 1, 2, and the time. He didn't move. He didn't, as another wasted card, he didn't move to turn anything on. But Lloyd now gets his special power. When you're in the gallery, the library, or the ballroom, the entrances, you may move to the window of any other room with a window. So basically, any of the entrances, you can just teleport to them. It's not too bad. So for one action, he will move here and play this card. I think we'll choose 2 players to flick a switch off in their room or unlock all the doors at their location. So there's only 2 players on the board at the moment. So that's 1 action, 2, 3. And now it is Professor's turn. This will advance. Remember, before this goes, this will advance 5. So we lose his artifact. He immediately advances twice because of the 2 clocks. I'm not even going to bother getting a new artifact out because he has 2 of his artifacts. So that is 1 plus these 2 that he got earlier. And this die will have him advance and grab the red artifact, thus winning the game again. All right, let's do a little recap and review. Okay, game is frustrating. It's a co-op, and that's what you get. Now, the first time I played it, I misread the rules, and I thought it said you can get 3 actions, including playing of a card, but you get 3 regular actions, then you may play a card. So I lost poorly the first game, but I was also playing with the expansion portal, time portals, and it was just a mess. And I said, there's no way. There's just no way. I went online and looked, and it said it recommended playing with 4, and I was like, I don't see how. I don't. That would probably make it worse. And I did see in the rule book, 3 actions. That's a little better. Next game, I lost because the professor refused to move. He got in a room with the treasure and a switch, like a laser. So the next treasure coming up, I needed to flick that laser off, and he wouldn't move. And I didn't have Leroy on my team. And then he started moving the other tokens. So he ended up moving tokens around and advanced the time. So he grabbed 2 treasures at once because he didn't leave that room for 5, 6 dice rolls. I mean, just ridiculous. I haven't won yet. Now, of course, you saw in my playthrough, I kept messing up, and I'm trying to play multi-handed, and so I can't really say, ooh, hey, if you do this, I can help you with this card. And I think that would make it a little bit easier, having someone help you. But still, it falls into the same problem I have with a lot of the co-op games. When the Professor Evil goes after each player's turn, it is just so devastating at times. Doesn't matter how well you plan, everything gets ruined. I've lost Pandemic on the first turn, and that is just horrible. You spend all that time setting up the board, and we took the deck apart and was looking and was like, there was absolutely no move we could make on the first turn to not lose. We had no cards, no special abilities, nothing. It's just ridiculous. And that happens sometimes. And you saw in this game, sometimes it just happens. And I don't know if you could adjust it and say everybody gets only 2 actions, but he only goes at the end of every player's turn or something like that. I don't know. Games like Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, love it. It's really cool. My Venom Assault, stuff like that. Bad things may happen on your turn, but the overall bad thing doesn't happen but once at the end of each round. I don't know, it's kind of harsh I'm going multiple times. But it is what it is. It's a co-op. I got a great deal on it. Everything's pretty good quality. Like I said, you got to be careful with these little standees that you don't bend them and break them. The board's very colorful, but sometimes that is actually a problem. I sometimes have trouble looking down and finding where the treasure are. These could possibly be a little bit thicker, a little taller, so that they stand up better. And the doors, they're the same color as the walls, and when you have them on the board, they blend in so well. Now, as you play a few times and you're sitting here, you get it. It's not that hard, but small things like that. I don't like how some of these are turned right side up and some are sideways, and I get it to make everything fit, but just aesthetically, the way the board is, that's a bit annoying, but it's minor. I do enjoy the game. I would like to try it 4 players. I just don't see how, according to Board Game Geek, that's like the ideal number. It makes the game enjoyable. I would think 3 or 4 would, if everyone could say, hey, if you go here and do this and help each other out, then maybe, 4 players, especially if the professor only goes at the end of everyone's turn, would be super easy. I almost won. That one game I played testing, and he would not move out of the room. I don't see how 4 players would make it any better, because you are over here setting up, unlocking doors, flicking switches, and you stand on the treasure so that your teammate can go flick that last switch. Well, if it's 4 turns before you go, he may turn half of the switches back on. I don't see how that would be easier. The game is tough. If you like a tough co-op, this one's tough. It is pretty. Like, all the cards are really well illustrated, really colorful. The board's really colorful. Sometimes it's a little hard to see things, but I don't know. I enjoy it, and like I said, I got it at a great deal. So I'm starting to ramble. Hope you enjoyed the playthroughs. I'm sorry I made so many mistakes. Hopefully you got something out of it, learned how to play it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe out there. It's crazy. Stay warm, stay healthy. God bless.